He's the coolest pilot since Wedge Antilles.
Yeah, he is really cool. Okay, then of course we have and I wrote this literally epic battle between. Well, first we start with Kylo and Finn, and Finn
he holds his own.
Yeah.
No, you're against the dude that stopped a light beam. Vader never even did that.
That's what the inconsistent.
I know.
I mean, because if you have that kind of force power,
but
you can pick people up, move them around, you can stop them.
Why didn't you just do that?
Stop. Why don't you just stop him and chop his head off?
Well, here's an interesting part.
That'd have been a
game over.
Rip him apart. Well, there's a part when he's bleeding and he keeps hitting himself like Ken Shamrock style.
Right.
It's okay.
No, I think that's like Vader. He's like, I need the pain. The pain gets me through this.
That's so cool.
That's what I took from it anyway.
Right. And so he throws Rey against a tree. And then, of course, is here's the thing, too. And it might be, the thing about the dark side is about being confident, right? Being cocky. And maybe he's like, I don't need to use force powers. I can take you out with this lightsaber. Come on, bro. But Finn, he gets him. He hits him a couple times, hits him in the leg, and it felt more like fencing. These scenes felt a lot like fencing.
You don't have the weird jumps and all that crap that they had in the prequels. You have the, just
that was actually, I was
original
why
sword battling.
don't you guys jump out of the way?
Yeah, but they even when they're I forget what that's called in fencing, but it's like a poke. Yeah, no, I think that's actually
the technical term. You're poking somebody.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. So, and then of course Finn gets jacked up, lightsaber through his sliced all the way
through his back. Yeah, but they said in the end he was in a coma. But
it didn't seem like. Yeah, it seemed like it grazed his.
Yeah, obviously if it cut open his back.
No, I don't think that. I think he just he's hurt really bad.
Yeah,
and then the force pull scene, and then they play the music, and I'm like, this whole time I'm like, where's Luke? Where's Luke? Luke's gonna show up.
That's why I was like this. I thought Luke was gonna come and be like, boom, what up?
Yeah, I thought so.
See the green saber, but
I was waiting for that, and then of course it was even better. Because he pulls it, and he's like, whoa, and it shoots past him, and she grabs it. I was like...
And it plays the music like you're saying. I was like, yes! I was like, fuck
and she turns it on. Every time... This is the thing. In the old movies, if you watch it, the scene is between them holding it and it on. You have to have, a hard cut. So they never get that scene of, like that. You can't see it on the audio version, but just this scowl on your face, oh, it's coming.
Right.
And she's like, oh, it's so on.
Yeah, it's double on.
I like too when they were doing that battle is because this is the old lightsaber and his is that new one with the two little spikes and he's burning that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Finn, burning cross guards actually does something.
But when you see them cross, the new one has little lightning bolts around it. But the old one's just a solid blue. Well, they didn't do it the same way. It still felt true to the old way.
Well, the funny thing is the traditional Jedi lightsaber it's a tradition to build your own saber, find a crystal, do all this stuff, make it with
very
the Force.
Boy Scout.
Where Kylo Ren is kind of coming from that, where he had to build his own. He doesn't have anyone showing him how to make it or any of that kind of stuff. So it's JJ always said it was supposed to be kind of archaic and
out of control.
Yeah, out of control lightsaber. That's why it almost looks like fire and stuff like that.
I just like that they didn't just go, oh well, this is the way all lightsabers look now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just individual. That's cool.
Dude, there are black lightsabers, dude.
Yeah, I know. I want to see that.
Can't wait.
So there's also a part 2, and this is a little when Finn is fighting Kylo, and Rey kind of wakes up, and she kind of looks over, you actually see the purple, you see the mix of the red and the blue over in the, just little touches like that, and of course it's in the snow, it's so epic. Okay, we have Finn. We have Rey fighting Kylo, and that was just insane, just awesome. And that moment where.
At this point, the planet's breaking up.
Yeah.
Obviously, Poe did his thing. And then he pushes her almost over to the edge of this ravine where the planet's blowing up. And, what was he say? Something.
He says, you've never been trained. I can teach you the dark side of
the Force. And she's like, oh yeah, the Force. And closes her eyes, concentrate, and then just
wails on him.
Wrecks him.
Yeah. And that part, and that's why I think at the end of the day, she had to have some type of Force training that's been either they use some type of Force trick on her, mind trick to bury it. So you'll never, because it's one of those things it feels like Anakin, we gave you the ability to destroy us, and we have to make sure not to do that, to protect you not just to protect you from yourself, but to protect us from you. And I think Rey was trained in a way of similar to Kylo by Luke, and then they force mind tricked her to say, you didn't learn unlearn all of this. And then when he says, I can train you in the Force, and she's like, someone did train me in the Force, and and this is the best part. Is she's so in tune that she closes her eyes. She's still struggling, full struggle. He's got the crossguard up at her face, closes her eyes and just goes, oh, I got it. Now I remember. It's all coming back because she slowly starts to learn all. It feels like she had to have been trained. How would she know about the Force mind trick?
Well, I mean, the whole thing is with this family, they're naturally attuned to it. I don't think she was previously trained. I just think they're natural.
Okay.
Talented.
So we have this epic battle. She slices him face up. I mean, he's just like, whoa.
Yeah, at the end we see a big cut right here
across the face.
His face.
Yeah. And then I actually liked, again, the cinematography of the divide of the planet. I mean, it makes sense because you got to make more movies, right? You can't kill them off yet.
Yeah.
You have the divide of the planets, but I think if you're going to do father versus son, the next one is brother versus sister. I mean, sibling is... You know what I mean? Like,
if that's the case, yeah.
I think it is. I ultimately...
It makes sense now that you say it. I didn't think of it at the time, but it totally
the whole
makes
time,
sense.
right?
Yeah.
But at the end, when the ravine was being created, when she went to turn around and run, I thought she was going to turn back around and do a run super jump and just like,
that would have been epic.
That was so awesome.
Yeah. So of course, then you have her go back to Finn, who's face down in the snow, and which reminded me of Battle of the Hoth. I was going to turn over and be like, Dagobah, Red!
Dagobah system.
Yeah, exactly. No, of course, then Chewie shows up with the Millennium. And just seeing Chewie in, like, the pilot thing, like, they just kind of zoom in real quick to see Chewie, and I was like, oh, Chewie's flying the Millennium
He's just
Falcon.
like, I'm here, guys. I'm sad, but I'm here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So they get on there. She puts him up.
And Chewie helps get Finn.
Yeah, I mean, I like the whole scene when he's like, he's tried to kill me like 6 times, and he's like, but it's okay. He like shouts. But of course, then you cut to the base being destroyed, and you have Hux coming in and saying, hey, we need to leave. The fuel cells are unstable. The planet's going to collapse. We need to get out of here.
Right, yeah.
And Snoke says, I need to finish Kylo's training.
You and him, let's get out of here.
Come meet me. Come meet me. We're going to finish Kylo Ren's training, and which is like, dude, that dude can get stronger? Because, like, holy smokes. I mean...
What he means is we're doing lightsaber training
yeah, you suck
the next 3 months.
Lightsaber 101. Let's go
girl
back.
just beat you, and a stormtrooper, like, you're lackey. Our lackey fodder was a challenge, and then a girl who never used the Force in her life just beat the crap out of you.
Yeah.
I'd say he needs more training, too.
And I think that's actually kind of good that there were no big bad guys that died. Because that's what kind of sucked about the prequels. You had Darth Maul, which is probably one of the coolest villains ever, dies in the first movie.
Technically, right? He doesn't, but he does.
Yeah, that's what I think they learned their lessons.
Well, that's the thing. I think ultimately, like, you see what we talked about. Like, what do we not want? What do we want? Like, someone had that discussion with everybody. You know what I mean?
Hopefully, Kylo Ren's going to be a constant throughout this new trilogy.
And I think he's killed his father. Like, I mean, he's pretty bad. Yeah, he's pretty bad.
I bet you he looks really evil in the
Oh,
next
yeah,
one.
definitely. And I think that'll be a good contrast because, like, he looked pretty boy. He still had some left, and now he's got this giant scar, and he's
full evil. Now he's full, and just,
Yeah, his outfit was super cool, too. All black. I like the mask. I like it's kind of that carbon fiber hood that he's got.
The shield thing he had, though, because, like, Darth Vader's went all the way down to, like, his shoulders, and his looks like a little, like a bob.
Yeah.
It's like up by his ears,
Yeah.
It's like he got a haircut with his shield.
Okay, so Rey gets brings Finn and Chewie back to the Rebel base. Everyone's here's the thing. When the planet destroyed, I actually like this. So essentially what ended up happening, all that sun power was inside that planet, and then the sun
into a sun.
It just turned into a sun. I was like, that's cool, because it would make the idea that it would just burn up and it would just stabilize itself back to where it was.
Yeah.
Little touches like that. Now, again, it's the same problem I've always had with, like, the Death Star and stuff like that. It just never feels epic enough, the destruction of a planet. I mean, when they destroy the systems, that felt like they show, like, the people on it, like...
The laser going...
Yeah, and, like, everyone's just... You see, like, it crumbling, but it just didn't feel like that when the sun exploded, or the sun inside of the Star Killer planet exploded. But nonetheless, very cool.
They're not trying to make you feel bad for all the stormtroopers and stuff.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Well, it's just that there's no explosion. It's just, like you said, it's just
imploding,
itself.
Imploding on itself. Okay, so then we get back to the Rebel
base. Everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy, and then of course the hug between Rey and Princess Leia was awesome. In the shot, everyone's over here is happy. Everyone's so excited, and it's like, no, we lost the person, and that's why I think at the end of the day, it has to be her dad.
And that makes sense. A mother-daughter embrace. I think your theory is really sound.
Yeah,
right.
Same here.
And it also makes sense because, I don't think they want to tell her. I think they want Luke to tell her.
Speaking of.
Okay, so then again, Chewie gets to go, which is super cool.
Well, they complete the map. There's Luke. And first, I thought the movie was going to end. Everyone's happy. We'll wait till Luke on the episode 8. We'll see him then.
No, I knew he had to be somewhere.
Right.
I feel like the idea that they could. Okay, first of all, R2-D2 just wakes up and has all this map. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, no one could pull that out of him?
Yeah, we couldn't figure that. Why didn't he
He's
wake up earlier?
USB port.
And it's like,
plug it in.
And he's missing like this much of the map. And it's like, you guys couldn't like figure that out. Like, you don't have the processing power to like fill in the gaps of that part of the galaxy. Yeah. I don't know. That was a little bit of a stretch for me.
I did like
at that part. I was like, screw this movie.
C-3PO with he's like, you might not notice me because I have this red arm. And he's like, I'll tell you about it some other time. Like, I thought they were going to explain it. I was like, come on, JJ. Why you keep doing this? Like, there's clearly a story.
Yeah, it's going to be in that comic, you know.
And then at the end, I think he goes back to having gold when Rey takes off to go wherever
he said, I gotta go get me a gold arm again.
Yeah, exactly. And again, he's like, I love when R2-D2 wakes up. He's just like any good. It's like with us. Like if we didn't see each other for a while, as soon as we saw each other, we'd call each other a name. Like, hey, what's up, idiot? And he's like, what'd you call me? I haven't seen you in 30 years and you call me this name, you jerk. But he's like, I really missed you, buddy. Like, and I thought, BB-8 was great. I think he definitely fit the role without, really C-3PO and R2-D2 are not in this movie. I mean,
when they look archaic compared to BB-8.
Yeah, that's the other cool part too.
R2-D2 looks like a big trash can rolling around.
Right. And I love how Poe is like, he's a one of a kind. He's orange and he's white. Like, he's great. Like,
I don't care what color he is.
He's like, I don't care what color it is. I'm not going back to Jakku. We die if we go back. So, okay. So then, of course, Rey leaves with Chewie and R2-D2 and goes to this planet that Luke's at, walks up these steps. And I love how long it took. Like, you knew what was going to happen.
Yep.
I don't know if I love how long
I liked
it took.
it. It was a good, because it's this, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like you said, you thought the movie was going to end. And then,
I knew they were going to do that, but I'm like, you could have got to the bathroom a little faster.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I bet you that was a long 5 minutes for you.
Like, oh my God.
She gets up to him. He turns around. He looks great.
He's just there in like the gray typical Jedi hood. Slowly turns around. You see the Jedi beard. Looks amazing.
Yeah, he looks like Obi-Wan.
Long hair,
he looks like Obi-Wan. Like,
he looks like Obi-Wan from Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. He looks great. And so he turns around, and then I thought she was going to say something to him, but it was even better than that. She just takes the lightsaber out and just hands it to him, holds it out for him to grab.
And then, just like JJ fashion, cut to black.
I told Dan right after that happened, I was like, it'd be awesome if Luke would have just sucked it out of her hand and chopped her head off. Game over, bro.
This went a really odd direction.
But it does feel like, I mean, there are some resets in this movie, obviously, a lot, but they take, like I said, Rey feels like Han and Luke, and I know, it's awesome that she's a girl. Like, that's so cool.
That
like,
is cool.
So cool that they, because when I see all the promotional material, Finn has the lightsaber. They never show Rey with a lightsaber. So I thought, oh, Finn's gonna be the new the new Jedi guy.
Everyone thought that.
Right. And he's not. He's just pretty good at fencing, which apparently they teach stormtroopers they teach them how to use a sword.
Well, they had that one.
I know, but she was awesome. She's got, so cool. Just the entire, but again, I think at the end of the day, she has to be Han and Leia's other daughter. And again, it has that sense of like, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me that you guys were my, why didn't you tell me Han was my dad? The same thing, like, when Luke is talking to Obi-Wan when Obi-Wan's gone, he's like, why didn't you tell me? You should have told me. And I think it's one of those things I can't get, and I think they talk about, Yoda says to him, oh, your father, Vader told you he was his father. That was unexpected.
Yeah.
We didn't think you shouldn't have had that burden. And I think that's kind of what they're protecting Rey.
And old Ben pulls out from a certain perspective, he killed him.
Right. The whole, where you sit. Yeah, it's like, I don't need a lesson anymore. So, okay. A couple things, additional things. Go ahead. What do you want to talk about?
I have a couple questions.
Yes.
That hopefully were solved in future movies.
Yes.
Who are the Knights of Ren? They're referred to.
Yeah, I wrote that down too.
In the flashback, that when she touches the saber, we see a bunch of guys that kind of look like Kylo Ren, kind of the same-ish kind of helmets, but he's the only one with a lightsaber. There's like, 6 or 7 of them? All there in the rain, so they're obviously something. I'm thinking maybe it's Snoke's, like maybe he's training a bunch of people to be Siths.
I have a theory about Snoke.
Well, I have that. That's my next question. So, like, who is Snoke?
No one knows, but I think he's the Emperor reincarnated.
Wow. Interesting.
He has similar look to him. The way he like talks about things, like he's like,
Well, first of all we see of Snoke in this movie is like a Wizard of Oz kind of big, imposing kind of thing. And when you first see him, you're like, is this seriously that we're talking to a giant here?
That's what I thought.
And then it's revealed as a hologram. Like, oh, okay. It's just big and imposing.
If I was going to make a hologram of myself.
Be giant.
Yeah. On a cool chair.
Yeah, exactly.
But I did think, I was like, oh, really? It's a giant monster? Like, we're going with the Rancor style, like Jedi? Like, oh, come on, man.
Giant saber.
It felt like the Thanos scenes.
Yes.
You know,
definitely.
in Guardians of the Galaxy.
So, like, So I think he's a powerful, either a Sith or something, but you gotta go back. There's always two, and those two are gone. So where'd this come out of? And then the Knights of Ren, I think, are Snoke almost repeating what the Jedi are trying to do and training multiple
Right,
people.
not going the Sith route with there's only two.
There's only two. And also, there is a line at the end of the Aftermath book, which takes place after Jedi Inn.
You're going to ruin it for everybody?
Nope, not going to ruin anything.
Okay.
But there's, at the very end, she's talking, one of the captains of, big Imperial captain at the time, is talking to, he's called an admiral, but we don't know who his name is. And he's a dark and kind of creepy, imposing figure. And the last line he says is, "It's time for something better, something new, an empire worthy of the galaxy. It will rule." So I'm thinking maybe that's Snoke, and that's kind of the beginning of him.
Right. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's clearly evil. Like you said, he's got the evil look to him. And what do they call him? They call him Supreme Leader. Right?
Supreme Leader Snoke.
Yeah, super cool.
And Andy Serkis, good job pulling out the golem on that.
Yeah, and he didn't. I didn't get I was like, oh, it's going to look like Andy. It didn't look like Andy Serkis. It didn't look like Gollum. I mean, it kind of.
I definitely got the Gollum feel, but
his voice. It's the voice that I'm like, oh, I hear Gollum a little bit.
Yeah,
I was just waiting for Gollum, my precious. So
why do they name Rey and Ren? You couldn't like.
Well, I think it was
Ren's not his name. It's the Knights of Ren. It's a totally separate thing.
He has like Darth Vader. Like Anakin Skywalker was his born name, and then his reborn name is Darth Vader. Right.
I get you.
So I think his name was Ben Solo, and then he was named Kylo, and he's part of the Knights of Ren. So he's Kylo Ren.
Oh,
why did the filmmakers pick Rey and?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like it's confusing to me. I just like Ren when you were like Knights of Ren. I was like, why does she have knights? And I was like, that's what I was thinking of. And then I was like, oh, Rey. That's Rey. And it's just confusing. Like just use a different letter, you know?
No, but I think that's Rey and Ren. I think that's yin and yang. I think there's some symbolism somewhere in there, right? One.
We still don't know her last name, so
I like that too. They really like a lot of the character gaps of like, I mean, they definitely fill in the big one, right? That Kylo Ren is. I still can't believe that's Han Solo's kid.
It is a good twist, though. It's good,
and I love, again, just the feeling of like, if your kids grew up and they were these terrible monsters, like you'd feel terrible. You'd be like, why, and you helped free everyone, and then you created the monster that's putting everybody back into what you tried to solve. Like that would be the most epic failure ever.
But remember, Han was like, we helped do this, and then Leia's like, well, no, it was Snoke. It was Snoke who corrupted him, not Luke.
And there's nothing we could have done. Yeah. Right. But they do say, she says something like, we sent him away, and I lost him and I lost you, but bring him home. Like that whole backstory, I would definitely want to know.
And we will.
We will.
Hopefully.
When does the next one come out? 2 years?
2 years.
They were already done filming?
No, I think they're filming 8 right now.
Well,
I think Rogue One is wrapping up.
I'm just waiting for Harrison Ford to come back in like ghost form with Obi-Wan.
It doesn't work like that. The Force doesn't work like that.
All right, last thoughts. Anything before we wrap this up?
So glad I can go on Reddit again. Holy crap. If you have avoided spoilers until now, congratulations. I can't imagine seeing this movie like waiting until next weekend.
Yeah,
I was off Reddit for just 2 days and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I was telling him, I was like looking up board game reviews of like, people that I watch that do board game reviews, and they do do a weekend review, and they'll be like, here, I reviewed this game, this game, this game, this game. This is what I thought. Oh, and I went and saw Star Wars, and I'm like, really? Like, I can't even go to board game reviews. Like, they're I had to turn it off because I was like, I don't want
the internet. You'll have people like Kylo Ren kills Han Solo like randomly in the comments everywhere.
That's so messed up.
On,
if you do that, don't do that. Come on, man. This is so much fun. Like I said, I haven't had that feeling since I was like 8 years old of like, I can't go to sleep. I'm so excited.
Get ready to feel this every year for the next 6 years.
I don't think it'll be like this just because of the decade in between.
I think it'll be like this when Episode 8, maybe not Rogue One, but when we're Episode 8 and Episode 9, it's going to be like this.
Jordan, any last thoughts?
Are you converted now?
No, I love the movie, but I like I said, I can't match your guys' level. I'm just not excitable. Like even when the Marvel movies come out, like I'm not that excited. Yeah,
I
mean, I love them. I love them to death, but I'm just
but not that excited.
I'm not an excitable person. I just can't get that into it. But overall, my wife even enjoyed the movie.
Yeah,
so
my wife loved it.
Liked it,
and it's definitely with the comedy and all that stuff. It's definitely a movie for everybody.
It was a little slow at the beginning, she said, but it really picked up, and she enjoyed the story. So to me, if it can talk to every audience.
Exactly.
Well, that's the thing. If it's a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes, like you're talking to people who, there's reviewers that are probably 20 years old that were 10 when the last one came out. Like when
the bad ones came out.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like they're, you know what I mean? Like their purview. Like everyone can enjoy this. And there's a couple scenes in there. Like they don't put a bunch of. there's always a scene in a lot of movies and I'm like, why'd they leave that in? Like, that's not really necessary. It doesn't feel like that in this movie. Everything, even the little things feel like, when he's talking about, I worked in sanitation, and he's like, did you know where a garbage chute is? Like, that scene makes sense. Like, everything.
And it's talking to us, but it's like, it doesn't take away if you never knew. If you never saw A New Hope and you didn't know they went to a garbage chute, who cares? Like, it's still good. And
still funny.
Enjoyable.
Yep.
They spell everything out, but they don't cram it down. It was just a well-made, good movie. Yeah. Definitely met expectations, which I didn't think it would. Just because of the hype. Whenever hype gets high, it's hard to meet those expectations.
I'm a JJ lover. I knew this movie was going to be fantastic. And I'm glad that he was able to bring a new generation into a good Star Wars movie.
Oh my gosh. It might be the best. What do you guys think? The best?
No.
I think it's my favorite.
Well,
I'll have to watch it a couple more times and let it sink in maybe over 10 years. But Empire, still holds true.
No. I think this is...
You've only seen it once, David. You're still riding the high, all right?
I'm definitely going to go see this a couple more times. I'm off next week, so I'm definitely going to go see it again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I want to see it in like 3D. They got it in 3D.
I want to see it in IMAX 3D.
They have 70mm in some cities, but that's going to be kind of rare. But yeah, they have IMAX, 3D IMAX.
All right, so everybody, hand out. Let's put it thumbs up, thumbs down. I think we all know.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, standard review of episode 7.
I mean,
1, 2, 3.
Is it going to be a question? Yeah.
Double
thumbs.
awesome.
It was a really good movie.
Thumbs?
Yeah.
Best movie of the year.
We'll see. Now, good segue there. Our next episode that you will see after this will be January 4th. We will announce all of the winners of the Sit Down Standard Holiday Giveaway.
Yep.
Lots of great prizes. Again, if you want to... This is the last time you can enter or participate. Again, you have to donate toys, books, or games to your local charity.
Snap Toys
photo.
or Tots, I think that you said they were wrapping them up, but just donate to Goodwill, donate to Salvation Army. They're always open.
Yeah, Again, we're not picky. And snap a photo with hashtag SDS giveaway, or you can just tag us at Sit Down Standard on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. If you don't have any of those, you can always shoot us an email at
sitdownstandard@gmail.com.
Okay, so you can email us that too. So definitely do that. And piggybacking off of what Jordan said, the next episode is going to be our best of 2015. We're going to talk about each one of our favorite books.
Games.
I want to do a book.
We can do book, games, anything you do sitting down. Favorite food of the year? We did a food episode, so why not? No, but favorite movie, favorite television show, favorite comic, everything. We're going to go over it. So it's going to be this award show. I feel like we should all wear tuxedos and have like a music number to open it up.
I think we'll preface it by saying favorite movie other than Star Wars. That's obviously our favorite.
It might be.
We don't want to dilute it, but
we'll see. Stay tuned.
Not for you, maybe.
All right. Well, till next time, may the Force be with you. Bye.
And also with you.
Later.